Well, earlier tonight we heard the president talk on a number of issues in his State of the Union address.
And we are getting some perspectives on those topics with Chau, who's a journalist and social worker, and also Charles Blain, founder of Urban Reform.
Well, up first tonight, the president talked about infrastructure, so here's what he said.
Already we've funded over 20,000 projects, including major airports from Boston to Atlanta to Portland. Projects that are going to put thousands of people to work rebuilding our highways, our bridges, our railroads, our tunnels, ports, airports, clean water, high-speed internet, all across America. Urban, rural, tribal. And folks, we're just getting started.
So what did you make of these comments regarding infrastructure? Chau, I can start with you.
Well, I think it's good news for the state of Texas. Certainly with infrastructure, we're looking at $27.5 billion over 5 years, and that's roads and bridges, things that we need in the state of Texas because, face it, we've got a lot of Texans coming into our city. Commuter time has increased by 11% over the last dozen or so years, so this is good news and a good win for Texans.
All right, and what about you, Charles?
Yeah, I mean, I think this was a good point for Biden to point out because it was one of the successful bipartisanship opportunities that he's had in this administration. And I think Republicans are proud of this. I mean, we're right in the middle of the Texas legislative session, and they're talking a lot about infrastructure and needing to spend excess funds on rebuilding roads and highways. Here in Houston, we often talk about the I-45 project. We know that our infrastructure here, with our water issues that we've dealt with here locally, we have age infrastructure. So it's definitely a big thing that matters to everyone. And I think it hit a good tone, giving credit to Republicans for working with him on delivering that, but also taking credit for the win that he had.
All right, let's talk about the Junk Fee Prevention Act. That's something the president also talked about. It involves banning resort fees, some other fees like cable, internet, cell phone companies from charging you fees to switch over. Let's listen to this.
My administration is also taking on junk fees, those hidden surcharges too many companies use to make you pay more. For example, we're making airlines show you the full ticket price up front, refund your money if your flight is canceled or delayed. We've reduced exorbitant bank overdrafts by saving consumers more than $1 billion a year.
All right, so this sounds great, but is this doable, Charles?
You know, I mean, not without a lot of pushback. I mean, what he's talking about now is using the federal government to levy a burden, to take that burden that these private entities pass on to their consumers and passing it back on to these private entities and making them eat them. And I don't know that the market is going to you know, deal well with that. They might push back in a sense and then increase fees on other things. So I don't know how well that's going to go, but it'll be interesting to see for sure because this is where the rubber meets the road.
I think the message to the American people is the right message. I mean, everybody can relate to things like airline fees and cell phone fees. So Joe Biden is posturing himself. He's posturing himself to the American people, being very relatable. This Junk Fee Protection Act is something new, but it's something we can all deal with and all face.
All right, and now talking about assault weapons, he reiterated his strong stance. Take a listen.
He thought he was going to die, but he thought about the people inside. In that instant, he found the courage to act and wrestled a semi-automatic pistol away from the gunman who had already killed 11 people in another dance studio. 11. He saved lives. It's time we do the same. Ban assault weapons now. Ban them now. Once and for all.
So this is a huge topic. Do you think assault weapons ban and also help for neighborhoods plagued by violent crime is enough that the president's talking about?
Well, every single time we have a State of the Union these days, we're talking about mass shootings. And kudos to inviting that young man who took away the gun in California. But this is a big topic. In the state of Texas, we're talking about increasing the age limit for assault weapons to buy it from 18 to 21. So it is on the minds of Americans. Mass shootings happen daily almost, it seems, these days. And as you heard from Congress, they're behind it. Whether or not Republicans will get behind it because of the Second Amendment, who knows? But look, they're talking to the American people, and Americans are afraid of their safety, both at schools and in public places.
Yeah. All right, we've got about 20 seconds left for both of you. Anything that specifically stood out for you tonight?
I think what stood out to me is his reinforcing of the bipartisanship that this administration has been able to successfully maneuver in a really hot political time. And so I think he gave a lot of credit to Republicans because he knows he has a slim majority and he hopes for some wins in the future, and he needs to give credit where credit's due to be able to get that.
Biden took a strong stance on reproductive rights, urging Americans that he will veto any sort of federal abortion ban. I'm watching that closely and some other social issues.
All right, Chau and Charles, thank you so much for joining us late this evening. We want to remind you that you can frequently see them on our Sunday morning political show, What's Your Point? We hope you have a great evening.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.